Broads Media.
I've had more fun watching the Phillies in my life than what I'm watching now. Like, this isn't my favorite time. Okay. I've never had more fun, though, in the gym, though. That's right. And we've got a new sponsor for the show, and that is Chris Gates Fitness and his online fitness training camp. Chris is an online fitness coach. He's a massive football fan, and he spent summers as a kid going to Eagles training camp, going to games at the Vet, and he's created a fitness community that is designed specifically for football fans just like you and me. If you're ready to elevate your health and fitness goals and do it with a group of like-minded people looking to support and encourage each other, you have to check this out. There's seriously so much packed into his training camp. I joined and was blown away by everything you get as a member. There's customized monthly workout programs that will help you build muscle, burn fat, and feel more athletic. There's access to live Q&As with Chris. There's exclusive community support, and there is so much help to hold you accountable and work towards your goals. Training camp members also compete in fitness challenges each month, as well as sports challenges like weekly football pick'ems in the fall, where Chris gives out free prizes, home gym equipment, supplements, free one-on-one coaching calls, and more. And if you join this week and use code BROADS, you will get 80% off your first month. That's just $10. Do not miss out. Visit chrisgatesfitness.com/training camp. Click the link in the description and start your journey today. Thank you all so much and enjoy the show. Oh. Huh. Third straight series loss. Not good. Gregory Soto. Okay. Definitely not good. Kirkering. Don't think he has it. And the offense in the first and second inning was a disaster. And I can look at each and every one of you, for the most part. In the first inning, Harper, Bohm, Marsh, get it together. In the second inning, Stott, Kyle, Turner, figure it out. Now, eventually, with all that pain when leaving runners in scoring position, you still managed to take a 4-1 lead. Trey, solo shot. Rojas bunts it, and then Kyle Schwarber delivers with 2 RBI. And then Nicky 3 hits, gives you the 3-run lead. Win the game! Shut it down. Nola did his job, and what a ridiculous effort to get out of some crazy jams. Runners on the corners. How about a huge double play? Bases loaded in the 6th. No runs cross home plate. Nola did a filthy job dancing around some traffic. How ironic, the 1 run he allowed in his 6 innings pitched was a solo shot with all of the numbers that were on bases. I mean, seriously. First and third, bases loaded, all of that. He manages to slide on by without any damage. But a solo shot will inevitably be sprinkled in there when Aaron Nola gets the start. Couple of walks, 3 walks, little strange, but I saw a disgusting, and I mean maybe even his best changeup ever on display. Maybe he got a little pointer from one Christopher Sanchez saying, yo, dude, this is how you do it. That would normally fire me up, but on a day where you failed so miserably and there was no reason to go to Gregory Soto in the 9th, well, that's where my focus goes. When are we going to learn that Gregory Soto is a terrible option late in the game? he's not just getting beat, right? Like missing his spot, maybe, and it's a little bit over the heart of the plate. No, I mean, he's throwing it 75 feet wide and drilling the backstop. You know? Clearly overwhelmed and overmatched in the moment. It doesn't really matter to me what he did in Detroit at one particular time in his career. And even someone that has acknowledged that there was a stretch where he wasn't too putrid. It wasn't the ninth. It wasn't with the game on the line. For whatever reason, it doesn't work. And I think Rob is getting way too deep into his damn lefty-righty top of the lineup thoughts instead of just simplifying the game and realizing currently built, Jeff Hoffman gets the ninth. And yeah, I get it. You got to get to the ninth. And if you have to use Soto, maybe in the seventh or maybe in the eighth, you lose the lead then, and then the ninth is totally different. I got you. I know. But what they keep doing is worrying about the top of the lineup. And, hey, there's some lefties here that we want. And Hoffman, now he's pitching in the eighth and grabbing the bottom of the lineup. I'll take Soto at the bottom of the lineup. He stinks right now. So let's give him a better chance to succeed by pitching against lesser opponents and lesser bats. Hoffman has good numbers against lefties. It's not like he is a bum as a right-handed pitcher when lefties are in the batter's box. They hit under 200. So why doesn't that come into effect, Rob? Here's what Rob had to say on Gregory Soto. He said he's just not attacking the zone like he was in those 10 to 11 outings before these last two. So I'll sit down and talk with him and make sure he's still got his confidence level and then he has the ability to throw the ball through the zone to get some people out. Well, yeah, no shit, he doesn't have any confidence. I mean, he's reaching back and throwing the ball over the catcher's head, 75 feet left. It's a mess. Now, I got hit with this on Twitter when I shared my displeasure with the move by Rob. What else do you want him to do? Because Jose Alvarado hasn't been the same. Matt Strahm was used. Hoffman was used. So basically pointing out that there will be somebody you don't like that gets the nod. Because Sir Anthony has not been very good. Who else is left in there? The Ruizes and the Martes of the world would never be an option. Kerkering has failed lately and doesn't look like he's got the stones right now for the moment. So where do you look? And I think it's simple for me. And I even said this while realizing that Soto's getting the ninth. You want the answer? First off, you find a way to make it Hoffman in the ninth and go from there. But if we're taking the same path that Rob did, and here's the ninth, it's not even close to me. Jose Alvarado, even with this ugliness that we've gotten, is 90 times better than Gregory Soto in the ninth. It'll probably be shaky. He's not fully back yet. We still have to work on rebuilding him. So clearly there's going to be a major emphasis on the deadline at getting a big acquisition for the pen because this has just been terrible. But even this broken down Jose Alvarado is way higher on my list than Gregory Soto. And I mean that. Now, I heard from Jason Stark that don't even consider the big bat. That's not what the Phils are doing. And there was once a time where the right-handed bat in the outfield was the inevitable, you have to go out and snag it. Well, it seems like the focus is way more now on bullpen. Tanner Scott, Finnegan, those were the names that Jason Stark mentioned, not so much Mason Miller. So for him to have all the juicy information and for him to be talking to a lot of people involved in Major League Baseball, especially knowing that there's a lot of rumors surrounding one of the best closers in the game, Mason Miller, and also referencing that the Phillies are all in to go help the pen and not bring up Mason Miller. That's a little annoying because that would help out significantly. That would be a pretty heavy move where teams around the league go, damn, look what the Phillies just got. You thought they were tough now. And they still do feel that way, by the way, even through these 3 straight series losses. You add him, and that 9th is lockdown. You don't lose this game. Well, actually, I'm sorry. It was 4-4. I've glossed over the fact that Brandon Marsh misses the ball out in left center field and alligator arms it because he's worried to run into the wall. Now let's dive deeper. Why was he worried to run into the wall? Didn't look healthy to me. Now this goes one of 2 ways. Either the Phillies got to recognize that something isn't right with him and pull him from the game prior to that even going down, or if they're giving him the nod to play, then there's no excuses and you're out there, go make the damn catch. Now, this is what I don't like about the Phils. If they know that someone is going to have diarrhea in 4 days, they'll say, we're just being precautionary because I think he's going to shit his pants soon. That's how soft they are when it comes to not having guys play when they probably should play and all this stuff. I mean, come on, man. They're always treating them like babies because the ability to keep them upright is their number one goal. And that should be, but they take it so far to the extreme majority of the time. If they allowed him to play and he was banged up like that and it costed you multiple runs, a 3-run lead, that's a disgrace. Now, I did not get an opportunity to see if Rob mentioned the Brandon Marsh stuff. I only saw the Gregory Soto stuff. As soon as the game was over, I had a few things to do with my daughter and take care of Brooklyn there, so I didn't get to indulge, and I'm probably happy that I didn't get to because I was pissed at the end of that game. Pissed. I want to win a damn series on the road. I want to actually gain some sort of momentum. They're going to go home, and they got a Cleveland team that's good and a Yankees team that's spiraling. And they'll probably do fine, I'd imagine, at CBP in front of their home crowd. But it doesn't stop the fact that they're blowing big leads in these last 6 games. And they're not playing with that confidence. That juice isn't there. Kyle's in a rough little spot. Gets out of it and helps us score a couple runs, but, you know, you gave it away. You gave the game away. Let's take a listen to Ruben Amaro Jr. on the postgame show with Amy Fadul with his instant thoughts as soon as the game wrapped up.
I mean, they just did not play very good baseball. They were basically outgrinded in this series, and you got to give the Twins some credit. Now, it's about throwing strikes. If you don't throw strikes out of the bullpen, you're going to be in trouble. A couple of walks and a hit batsman by Kirkering, that was huge. They had opportunities, as you said, to score some runs. When you go 1 for 11, when you have guys in scoring position, you got to come up with some of the big base hits. One of the things that the Phillies did extremely well in the early part of the season, and for most of the season so far, is coming up with big base hits and situational hitting during the course of the season. They did not do that and have not done that over the last several games, and that's a little bit of concern. So 2 things. The bullpen, concern throwing strikes consistently, because if you don't throw strikes out of the bullpen, you're in trouble. And the other issue is not getting the timely hits and the situational hitting that is necessary to win baseball games.
Perfectly said, Rube. Perfectly said. I mean, This bullpen is just giving guys the opportunity to run around the bases for free. Do whatever you want. Go ahead, have a field day. You know when the little kids take the field after a game and they line up and they get to run from first to second and they're smiling and laughing and it's cute, right? It's cute. That's what Kerkering is allowing these cats to do in the middle of the damn game. Same with Soto. The love for Kerkering, by the way, with this city over the last couple of weeks was always head-scratching to me. I never saw what you guys saw. Like, do I think that there's skill in him? Sure, no doubt. But the way people discuss him, I took a caller about maybe 3 days ago. Now, I don't know why there was ever a thought of trading him, but there was someone who felt so in on Orion Kerkering that even without any trade speculation of him being gone, because that was random as hell, made a call into me and said, I don't want the Phillies to ever trade him. They would lose sleep knowing what he's going to become. What? Huh? Now maybe that's one person. And maybe that's the only person in this entire city. And I just happened to stumble upon that one individual. I'm not sure. But he's unreliable right now. He's in the Sir Anthony Dominguez category of please shy away from him as much as you possibly can. I don't want to see him. Poor Nos deserved a better result. Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola definitely did their job in this series. Knowles, 6, 1 earned run. Wheels, 7 shutout. You barely won that game. Squeezed by in the 9th. And I told you that was awesome. As long as on Wednesday afternoon, you secure the series W. Without it, it doesn't feel the same, and I'm going to be pissed. So reflecting back on that 3-0 win, take it and shove it where the sun doesn't shine. Because you fell flat on your face the following day. With the first and second inning going the way it went. How good did you feel in the first? Be honest with yourself and be honest with me. When they had base runners on in the first, Bryce, boom, you go, all right. Now this could be a start. Now this could be a statement. And before you know it, you're down 1-0. It's a joke. You're too good of a team, and you have too good of hitters, where for Harper, Bohm, Marsh, Stott, Kyle, and Trey all to have moments to deliver early on in the first 2 innings to snag a series on the road. And for all of them to be miserable. And not only that, you still manage to have a 3-run lead later in the game after that. And you still lose. And post-game, and I'm a big Bryce Harper guy. We're all big Bryce Harper guys. His takeaway was the ump sucked. Look, I'm not telling you the ump didn't suck. I'm telling you, after that loss, I don't care to hear about the umpire. The issues go way deeper than the umpire. I love Bryce. We all love Bryce. And I'm sure he's frustrated and bothered. And they even showed the clip of him on the broadcast of him walking back into the dugout and then doing what a lot of hitters do whenever they're angry and start swinging and throwing stuff into the dugout. So I get it. If you're mad over the last 6 games and you're looking at what happened in Pittsburgh and what happened in Minnesota and you're not thrilled with some of the balls and strike calls, sure. I just don't know if the timing of it hit me. And he didn't say it for it to hit me. I'm sure he's just trying to get some things off his chest and share his opinion on how bad the blue was. But if you didn't hear it, take a listen, super quick.
The reaction after that called third strike, is that, I guess, The frustration from the 6 games? Or
That's no
just that?
frustration. I mean, the frustration is they don't know how to call balls and strikes. And they've done it the last 6 games. In Pittsburgh, too. Balls down. It's not a strike.
All right, so for what it's worth. Now, he was asked. All right, reporter asked. If the reporter asked, it's not as if he went out of his way to make the statement and said, fellas, bring the cameras and the lights over here, shine it on my face. Let me tell you how much I thought the umpiring sucked. So, you know what? Maybe I'll take a step back on that take. I'll acknowledge that maybe I was a little strong. If he's getting asked and he wants to answer and say, look, I didn't like it. What'd you think about that third call? I didn't like it. I told you, post-game, I didn't get my normal listen. So that I grabbed from the NBC Sports Philadelphia Twitter account. They uploaded that post-game, and I didn't get my same viewing because I had to take care of my daughter. So for whatever it's worth, that's just you hearing it in real time with me. Okay. Why don't we... Oh, the Anytime Hotline was indeed on fire. Okay. Let's take your calls.
Yo, what's up, bros? I just wanted to call you and say Orion Kirkering is an absolute fucking joke. You come into the game with a 3-run lead, and you walk 2 guys and then hit a batter. What the fuck is the matter with you? Seriously. You come into a game with a 3-run lead, and you're giving up 3 passes left and right. They probably just cost us this game. Unbelievable. Absolutely inexcusable. There's nothing more frustrating than a reliever that comes into the game, doesn't throw strikes, and just nibbles. Tries to nibble corners. Attack the damn hitters. Who cares if you give up a solo homer? You're up 4-2. Go after guys. Now you just put us into a hole. Now the game's tied again. But I just wanted to call because I'm just frustrated. How the hell do you give up 3 free passes with a 3-run lead? How do you do that? That is just so beyond inexcusable. What an embarrassment. Absolute embarrassment.
I stand by everything you said. I mean, I'm with you, man. You get this opportunity if you're Kirkering with a lead on the road to show Rob Thompson, I'm worth it. I'm an option. I'm somebody that you can go to as we look ahead here in the second half. Some guys are falling off a cliff. Some guys are breaking down. I have the balls to be the one who maybe's going in the other direction. You know how sometimes you see in training camp a lot of beat reporters say stock up, stock down? Yo, Kirkering, it's a chance for you to have your stock go up. And if you can't stand on your own 2 feet and deliver something positive for your squad in a time of need when they are desperate, when will you? The time is now. This is it. Where are you? You flopped. Yes, he's young. Yes, he's not polished yet. Yes, this, that, and the other. But here's another reality check. This team's trying to win now. I need guys that have what it takes now. And it bothers me that he didn't. And honestly, while it would be an absolute dumpster fire if we get anywhere even close to a discussion about the New York Mets, all right? But looking at the NL East, they are creeping their way to the Atlanta Braves. And once again, super far off from Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies. But they're moving in this wild direction. And I'm just saying, it's far from that. But I'm just saying. All right? Now let's go back to that inning where Kirkering was on the bump. It was the 7th inning. Gets the first guy swinging in a 7-pitch at-bat to record the first out. 2 straight walks and a hit by pitch. Here comes Matt Strahm. You get someone to ground out into a fielder's choice. They score a run. It's 4-2. Fine, you could live with that. And then the Brandon Marsh disgusting display occurred. Wow, so after striking out the first batter of the inning, you followed up with 2 walks and a hit by pitch. You can't make that stuff up. I mean, that truly is almost impossible to do and to be that trash. It's disgusting.
That makes our 3rd consecutive series loss, which I wouldn't go so far as to say I'm worried at this point, but holy crap is this annoying. I'm not putting out a good product on the field right now. Something is slipping through the cracks every goddamn game. We miss and everybody on the stadium was like, oh, that with Brandon Marsh trying to make that fly ball catch, everybody was like, oh yeah, that was a hard catch. That's an error. He was literally right there. He slowed down right before he caught it. I guess he was afraid of the wall or something, and I don't blame him since he's dealing with an injury, but he was right there. Went right past him. Putting in Soto in high leverage. Oh yeah, they're talking about putting in Soto in high leverage situations. He hit the winning run and let him get to scoring position with a freaking wild pitch. It's not high leverage situation pitcher. I know Soto's been doing great lately comparatively to how he used to, but I don't really have the words. I can complain about this and that all freaking day, but at the end of the day, we're playing bad baseball right now. And yeah, it's going to happen, but I need something to kind of pull us out of this death spiral, because we can't sit here and talk trade deadline like it's going to magically fix our problems.
Listen, I can hear your frustration, and I can hear everything bouncing off your head in there. Like, you bring up Brandon Marsh, and it's, yeah, but Soto, but this team has to figure it out, and I know, and I get it, because I feel the same exact way. I'm getting pulled in many different directions because there's so many things that are bothering me right now. Let's go in chronological order of some of the stuff you brought up. If anybody, and I mean if anybody, is somehow trying to make the stand or make the case that Brandon Marsh had a difficult play there, then you're delusional. You're delusional. You're doing meth. Because reality is, he got right to the ball and he short-armed it. He should have made the play 100 out of 100 times. That's on Brandon Marsh. And if you are going to power through and say, I will be on the field for my team even if I'm not 100%, you watch the way his forearm and his elbow was sort of attached to his body and something was off, right? If you're out there, you can't hurt the team because of it. The point of playing through it is still providing. Joel Embiid, for example, dude isn't 100% in the playoffs, gives you a 50-point effort and a 39-point effort in a closeout game. He's helping you more than he's hurting you. And he's not 100%. Brandon Marsh, to play banged up, would have to have 2 hits and a damn beautiful catch out in the outfield. What you can't do is hurt the team. Maybe you could just be there, okay? Maybe you can just make the plays you're supposed to make, not do anything exceptional, and have a single in the mix. That would actually be not the worst thing ever, even though I'd still probably demand more. But what you can't have happen is miss out on plays that have to be made. They have to be made. All right? Now, after that, the Soto stuff you brought up. Rob wants to see him in more high leverage spots? Why? Seriously, why? I want the information why. He's not good at it. That was as ugly as a 9th inning gets. What I've replayed in my head since the game ended was the wild pitch. That's all you need to know. The second I see that, I think, shit. If I'm Rob, I go, fuck. If I'm Rob, I'm not even putting him in the game. But if I did, for whatever reason, I lost my mind and he was in the game, and I see that, I go, yeah, all right, fellas, pack it up. You know, whoever's the man or woman who helps out getting maybe the bats and cleaning up the helmets and the gloves. Hey, you can start early. It's a wrap. You know, clean up the double bubble. The sunflower seeds, when you start, raking the sunflower seeds, whatever it is, get the mop. It's a joke. And what can help this team spiral? What can help this team get out of the spiral? You say it's hard to talk deadline. The truth is, what can help them is the deadline. Because added relief can change the morale. A right-handed platoon to go with Brandon Marsh can help the morale, can help the offense. Randy Arozarena can help. Can also make plays in the field. He also has the pedigree of knowing how to win, and when the lights shine bright, he's there. So that would be my 2 cents on it all. All right? Appreciate the call. Let's take another one.
Bros, I'm pissed. I am literally pissed out of my head right now.
Pissed at
We just lost a series to a winnable team. A winnable team in the Twins. And I blame 2 people for this. 2 people. Number 1, Brandon Marsh. How could you miss that easy play in left field? How do you misread that? If you had made that play, we would have won the game. But I mostly blame Gregory Soto. I mean, my God. Last night he couldn't do anything. Last night he barely survived. Today, he didn't even deserve to finish the game of the night, let alone send us to the 10th. I mean, I would rather be comfortable having Hoffman, in the 9th. I mean, this Philadelphia Phillies team needs something at the trade deadline. I can name you 2 people, Luis Robert Jr. and Mason Miller. These 2 players need to be in the Philadelphia Phillies because I am sick of it. This is embarrassing. If this was a trap game, the Philadelphia Phillies fell into it, man. Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Well said. Well said. With that, we'll shut things down. Thank you all so much, everybody. I appreciate your love and support. Catch you on the next one.